I tend to have ideas or areas that are interesting to me that kind of circulate in my head for a while, and when I sit down to start something new, it comes to the fore. Some other idea draws it out. I mean, in the case of While We're Young, I wanted to make something about couples for a while, but I couldn't find the right story or the right way, and I think musings on middle age or, started to make that accessible. I'm not really aware or thinking about themes as I'm writing. Afterward I can talk about it if pressed, but I'm not thinking that this is all some kind of continual conversation that I'm having. I'm just trying to make the next movie. I'll sort of ruthlessly draw from everything. I'll be out with friends and somebody will say something and it will suddenly click, oh, that's good for what I'm working on, or my friends now know this and have to make kind of peace with it. When I was working on Squid and the Whale, it was a story actually a friend of mine had told me about how he had pretended to have written a song. In his case it was a Who song, in the movie it was a Pink Floyd song. And that I didn't do that, but it felt so much like something that could have come from my childhood or could have come from the story I was writing. So I asked him if I could use it because, and in a way by the time I'd finished writing the movie, it might as well have been mine. It didn't matter anymore. Once I start directing, I'm more ruthless than I could ever be at home. And when I'm editing, which is, sort of a continuation of directing, I'm even more ruthless and I'm generally the one saying to my editor, do we even need that? Let's just get rid of that line or whatever. And she's usually the one defending the writer. Sometimes I'll see a great movie and I'll think like, God, they were able to do something, tell a kind of really human story, but in a genre form. And I'm thinking like, why do you keep trying to tell a human story in a just straightforwardly semi-realistic way? It seems so much easier to make everything a metaphor. I'm not doing it because I don't want to do the other. It's really because it's the way I feel like it's how I see things. It comes out this way, and if I could somehow translate it to space or, Gotham City or something, I would love to do that. I really would. I would love to try to do that. But up until now, I haven't sort of, found a way that feels, I guess, authentic, or that I feel like I could communicate effectively, and that other people can do those kind of movies better than I can. The circumstances of making a first movie, I feel, are very different now than when I was 24, because technology has made it a whole different thing. I mean, if I made that movie, Kicking and Screaming, if I made it now, I would have shot it on digital and made it totally with my friends and totally off the grid. Another thing that's changed actually since I made the movie is I feel like there's more transparency, or at least seemingly transparency, about how to approach getting financing, or there are more independent elements than there used to be. And I mean, my advice really would be the same, essentially the same thing, which I ended up doing, which is just go do it. By any means necessary, do it. Find a way to make your movie, because that's, if you wait around asking for permission, you may not get the opportunity.